in the training room, the most recent thing I've been working on is being meaner, as weird as that sounds. Like, I tended to kind of have more of a letting people get guards back and not putting too much pressure and not going super hard because I don't want to be that person that's just going really hard. But I've really made a mental switch to just like, when I go in there, like I'm visualizing like I'm going into a tournament, I'm really putting the pressure on, I'm using my strength, I'm going hard, like, and so having that kind of like, that's how I train now, I feel like I'm going to come out with a lot more aggression and a lot more confidence in the moves that I'm doing. Because I think the main like falls that I've had competing have just been lack of confidence in my moves. Like I know I have the technique, I just need to have the confidence behind them to just go for it.
Do you think that like that person has always been inside of you, but you've suppressed it? Like I always wonder, why not, if you're in a sport that's super physical, right? Why not bring the killer out all the time? But you see this a lot. You see like it's almost like a courtesy or like a humility, but the humility spills into it. Now it's working against you.
Yeah, I think like for me, well, I'm like generally a very nice, kind of polite person off the mat.
Totally.
So it's hard for me to like feel like a bully. Like I don't want to feel like a bully.
I'm this.
And I don't want to make anyone feel sad because like I remember like coming up and training and like feeling sad when I would get my ass beat. Like I would be upset, you know?
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's hard to like feel like you're gonna do that to someone else. Like if
Right.
I feel bad because I'm an empath. Like I don't want to do that to anyone. So I've had to have a mindset switch to kind of detach like who I am off the mats with who I am on the mats, and now they have to be kind of two separate people.
Well, they have to be two separate
Yeah.
people, because the problem with your position is if you're like that and the other person isn't, again, there's this huge discrepancy, because it doesn't mean the other person's a bully, but if they bring in that mentality and you're not matching it, it's like you're always battling that within the match itself. And that happens at like the hobbyist level. I totally understand what you're saying, because like I don't think of myself as like an asshole, or if someone's hurt, I want to like make sure they're okay, right? So even in the moments, it's extreme. I find myself being extremely selective with when I choose to like fully go. Like there's a few people that I trust and they trust me, and it's like, okay, we can go to war. But I don't reach for that inherently. But I'll see other people that's just kind of like they step on the mat and they're just like that with everyone. And I don't think it's like a good or a bad thing. But I've been like, that I just wonder what it's like to always have that like that kind of energy.
Yeah. You know? And what helped me kind of learn how to be like that was the girls that I train with. Like I train with a few girls who are just, I used to consider them mean, but they just push it and they just train hard and they're practicing that mindset. And they would like, if I didn't match them, it didn't matter. They would, they would still go hard. They would still try to beat me up. So I had to kind of take a step back and be like, okay, well, if that's how they're training and they're having this success and I consider them really good, why don't I kind of take a step back and try to emulate that and just like stop holding back on all of those positions? Because it was really hard for me to let go and really go for it in the training room. But I think it's probably the thing that I was missing was that ability to let go.